Back for another episode of On the Bench presented by The Bench Market, the official breakfast spot of the Penticton V's. I'm pleased to be joined by V's goaltender Kaeden Lane. Laner, it was a good week for this team last week. 3 wins in 3 games, including a tough one in Salmon Arm on Wednesday. Go to Merritt, pick up a victory in Merritt, and then Saturday night finally back here at home and an 8-2 win over Trail. Pretty successful week for the group last week. I'm sure that's what your thoughts are as well.
Yeah, it was a solid week for us, playing a good hard game against Salmon Arm there. Kind of had a playoff vibe to it, and then going into Merritt, which is a tough building to play in, getting 2 points, and then obviously coming back home for the first time in a while and getting 2 big points against Trail is a good week.
So obviously, you go to Salmon Arm, the big game against the Silverbacks, and you've had some big games against them this year. And obviously, the way that last year worked out, you're a second-year guy with this team, that things were a little bit interesting to say the least, a little bit weird with how things worked out. But is it nice to get into those kind of games where you go on the road, it's a tough building to play in, the atmosphere is high, the energy level is high, and it really just is that playoff-like atmosphere that I don't really think that we were able to get last year.
Yeah, it was really good, obviously. You got the top 2 teams in the league going at it, and hoping to see them in playoffs. So it was a high energy game, and everybody was playing at their best, and it was a great game to get 2 points out of.
Let's talk about you growing up a little bit. Burnaby, BC, I believe the hometown for you, or is it more specific than that?
Went to high school in Burnaby, but grew up in the Kootenays and Grand Forks, and that's what I call home.
So obviously, growing up and going through high school in Burnaby, you played for the Burnaby Winter Club growing up, and I know, it's a very successful academy. A lot of players come out of there to play junior and such. Finn Williams, one of those guys that obviously you played with a little bit before your time getting here. So what was your experience like at BWC?
When I first went down there, it's a bit of a culture shock coming from a school of about 150 kids to a school of 2,000. But once I got in tune with everything there, it was awesome. Great program. Everybody there is pushing you to get to the next level, and all around I had a great experience.
So Kaeden, obviously, you go from BWC to Grand Prairie, you play 2 years with the Storm, and then you come here to Penticton a couple of summers ago. What was that transition for you like, going from Grand Prairie to Penticton?
I think Grand Prairie really kind of taught me the ins and outs of junior hockey and kind of prepped me for coming to Penticton. Obviously, it's a beautiful place, beautiful city, and back in my home province, which is always nice, and I'm just very, very fortunate to play here, and we've got a great community around us and a great team.
Speaking of back in your home province, I know your grandpa is quite a big fan of yours and quite a big V's fan. You really shocked me for saying that he goes to every single game on the road except to Wenatchee and the Islands, so that's a dedication at its finest.
Yeah, I mean, those road trips aren't too bad for him, I guess. He doesn't mind driving, so he likes to come out and support me and say hi to me after the game, and I love that he does that. So.
You're an outdoors kind of guy. I don't really think that's overly secretive when you look at your Instagram and when you look at things that are going on. What about the outdoors do you love?
Just the peace and quiet, and just getting outside and connecting a bit, and kind of tuning everything out, and just kind of finding your own flow out there, which is.
What's your kind of go-to outdoor activity? I know you do a lot of hiking, I believe, and you're a big golfer as well.
Yeah, depends what season we're in. Definitely spring and summertime, hiking and golf. In the winter, it used to be skiing, not so much anymore. Kind of tuned that out for hockey and put 100% of my efforts into hockey, and yeah.
So growing up, obviously, everybody's got an idol. Everybody's got everybody's got someone that they look up to. For yourself, from a goaltending standpoint, was there anybody in a goaltending position that you looked up to that you kind of want to emulate their play?
Definitely growing up, I was obviously a Carey Price fan, like every other kid in Canada. But in the recent years, I've really looked to draw some inspiration from UC Saros. We play a similar style game, similar height, which is a big thing nowadays. And he's obviously a stud, so.
All right, well, wrap it up with a couple of rapid questions for you now. Music's a big thing in the room. Who's the best guy? Who's the best DJ in the room?
I'm gonna go with myself in the mornings, because I keep it pretty light. Game day, Chuck is pretty good. Willie's got some good tunes as well, but
got to keep things late in the morning, right?
Yeah.
Got to keep things a little chill.
Yeah.
So if you were to, I know as you mentioned, you do a lot of hiking. Who's your ideal hiking partner?
Just gotta be quiet. Just don't talk too much. Yeah, somebody that likes being out there and just wants to enjoy nature and not yap the whole time.
Yourself and Luke Wilson have been pretty big with hats and style so far this year. What kind of got you into that?
I feel like I've always had a little bit of a unique style, a little bit different from everyone else, and I don't know, probably gonna have some salmon, rice, and broccoli, I'm thinking.
Second part of the question. If you were to assist the game-winning goal in Game 7 and make a play to a guy in a breakaway, who would you trust out of all the team to score that goal?
Probably gonna go with Frank Jurasevich.
Good answer.